welcome to the Fans Fantasy Premier League show. Today we are speaking all things Game Week 3. So, it was as we expected, really, in terms of a game week. A much lower scoring game week than Game Week 1.
It was a horrendous game week.
It wasn't a horrendous game week. It wasn't a horrendous game week for everybody.
As far as I can remember, I'd say the most boring, pointless game week there's ever been ever.
I wouldn't go that far.
I would.
Well,
you wouldn't. You wouldn't.
I wouldn't.
Because you got lucky a couple of times.
There it is. There it is. There's no skill in my when I do well. It's just luck.
I'm glad you agree. It's an atrocity that you even have a point on the board this week.
Really?
Yeah.
I deserve nothing. I deserve absolutely nothing.
I'd give you 7.
7 points.
That's 6 more than I was going to give you a minute ago. So yeah,
fair enough.
Actually,
fair enough. Well, I didn't get 7 points. I got 51.
Oh, sorry. Sorry. Think you're ours. I think you're ours for getting 51 points.
And you got.
I got 65 last week.
I'm not asking. We're not speaking last week. How many was it this week? I don't want to misquote. 28. 28. Junaid was a little bit unfortunate.
Massively.
I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt.
The list
9 points. 9 points on the bench. Douglas Luiz, first sub.
The problem is, Douglas Luiz is my first sub. He gets 9 points. Mason Greenwood, who was playing in my starting 11, comes on with the last 6 minutes and gets 1 point. It's a joke.
But you got to remember,
it's a joke. So I'm creating again, starting the list up. I did it last year. A list of all the things that are bad luck that have gone against me, and all the lucky things that have happened to you.
Thing is, though, you're saying this whole stuff about the list and everything that's been lucky and unlucky. I warned you that this would happen. I warned you the Mason Greenwood thing.
No, you didn't. You said all of my subs were rubbish. So if I'm playing Mason Greenwood, why am I worried that one of my subs is going to come on?
No, I said
I got you there.
You don't have depth. You haven't got me. You said you don't have depth. You should have been playing Douglas Luiz instead of Mason Greenwood, because that's your starting 11. They play.
Douglas Luiz didn't start.
He played last week though. He played.
So did Mason Greenwood.
He played more than Mason Greenwood though.
But who do you think is more likely to score a goal, Douglas Luiz or Mason Greenwood?
Douglas Luiz.
He played for Aston Villa.
He doesn't. Yeah, you got to remember, players like Douglas Luiz and Pukki, they are.
Why didn't you pick Pukki?
They're getting more chances.
Why have you not picked Pukki then?
I'm certainly contemplating it.
Oh, are you?
I'm certainly contemplating it.
You contemplate
when we get to the fixtures, we'll speak more about the Pukki situation. And it is a situation.
It is a situation.
But like I said, I think that players for lower teams, attacking players for lower teams, are probably going to get more of a chance.
Listen, you've won a game week.
Yes.
Well done.
Thank you.
You're not a genius like I am.
I am a genius.
You're not a genius.
I am a genius.
You've won one game week and you think, oh, I'm well hard. I've won a game week. It's rubbish. You're rubbish.
First off, it's not rubbish. I'm not rubbish.
You are. It's a joke. It's a joke that you've even got more than 7 points.
Like I said, I mean, this week the games are sort of scattered around in quite a bizarre way. Where I'd say most of the games actually took place on a Saturday. So I think without further ado, we should take a look at the Saturday fixtures. So our first game on Saturday.
Oh, it was a riveting one. It was one that
Arsenal and Burnley. I managed to catch glimpses of the game. It didn't look like too much of a enthralling watch.
As I said, there's just nothing about this game week that's exciting.
It certainly wasn't this game anyway. But as I said, Aubameyang was certainly an option for captaincy, and he scored a goal. Nothing too impressive. As much as we don't want to say it, maybe the takeaway from this game is Ashley Barnes might be a little bit more of a prolific striking option than we gave him for initially.
But people are raving over Ashley Barnes, and we'll talk about Timu Pukki, but they're not going to do it all year. They're not. Can you see Ashley Barnes really getting 15 to 20 goals?
I can't see him getting 15 to 20 goals, but again, he's not as pricey of an option. And when there's
6 million, pretty pricey.
It's reasonably pricey, but like I say, it's the same goes with Pukki. It looks like he is their star man.
Yeah, everything just goes through
Everything goes through him, and especially with Pukki, from what I've seen of Norwich, it kind of looks like a similar situation with Burnley. So if Burnley score a goal, it's looking more than likely like it would be Ashley Barnes who scores that goal.
I agree. But I still wouldn't pick him.
I wouldn't risk it. Like I said, it might be the Blackburn fan in me, but I don't see Burnley having a knockout season. I think they're going to do okay. I think they got quite lucky against Southampton in the fact that
Southampton are dreadful.
Well, the first goal came and then it looked like Southampton completely fell apart, and then the next 2 goals came relatively quick.
Yeah, but that's because Southampton are dreadful.
Southampton are and
they'll go down
fantastic.
This year.
I'm not sure if I go that far, but I mean, yes, Sheffield United and Norwich have had quite good starts to the season. Whether they can keep it up, I don't see it. At least not both of them anyway. But Southampton is certainly someone.
They're in the dogfight.
They're in the dogfight this early on, and it's just one of those where. But saying that, though, they didn't look horrendous against Liverpool. But the one thing you got to note is that Liverpool did have played a lot of games recently, so it was a fatigued Liverpool. But Southampton didn't look as awful as people are making them out. They didn't look as bad as they did against Burnley, especially in that time where Burnley got 3 goals. But yeah, I think it's pretty much.
I feel that analysis.
Burnley.
I feel like that analysis was too good for this show.
Yes.
You need to be less of a genuine expert.
Just shout abuse at Burnley.
There we go.
Shout.
That was you.
Go on, Burnley.
You were too much like Gary Neville and Jamie Carragher on Monday Night Football there and analysing. I don't want that. That's not what this show's about.
No, this isn't.
This is a raw, gritty show.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And on that note, Aston Villa did me over. Douglas Luiz.
Can we just go back to Arsenal for 1 second?
Go on.
There might have been a diamond in the rough discovered in this game, Celebus.
I think he had a good game, that was it.
I don't know if it was a good game. I've got an Arsenal fan who is in the league, Mike, and
friend.
Yeah, I have a friend. I do have a friend, and he's an Arsenal fan. And
I like Mike.
He did rave about Celebus. He said that he is a really good player, and he hopes that they do get him. Apparently, he's on loan from Real Madrid. And he hopes that they actually make that deal permanent.
He's had a price rise.
Has it?
He's gone from 5.5 million to 5.6 million.
It might be, like I say, it might be one of those where it's a decent shout to stick him in at this point.
Maybe for that price.
5.5 to 5.6, that's nothing. And if he keeps doing what he's doing this year, 5.6 is an incredible price.
I agree.
Yeah.
You've won me over.
Yeah. So who's next up?
Villa v Bournemouth.
Bournemouth.
Listen, I've discussed the Douglas Luiz thing, and I think all that we can really talk about Villa is they're probably going to lose a lot of games, but they'll always score. And I think Grealish, Hourihane, Douglas Luiz, McGinn, these are all players we said at the start of the season are worth a punt on. They're not too expensive.
Yeah.
But Bournemouth are the interesting ones because Bournemouth have some fantastic attacking options. 2 Wilsons, Harry Wilson, Callum Wilson and Josh King, and they're all scoring and assisting.
I don't see Harry Wilson sticking around for the duration of the season in terms of performance.
Okay.
I think he had a good game.
He had
a good game, but I don't think he's going to keep it up. And I think Josh King and Callum Wilson
I
good
regret
options.
not putting King in my team.
Yeah.
I regret
I
it.
say he was a good option for the money that he was worth.
And Bournemouth always start well.
Yes.
And I didn't think they would this year, and I'd second guessed it.
Well, saying that,
So well done to people that picked King or Wilson, genuinely.
They only got a draw against Sheffield United, though.
First game of the season, anything.
It was first game of the season,
but
yeah, like I said, it's Aston Villa. To be fair to them, they've had 2 tough fixtures. Like I said, Bournemouth at the start of the season are a good team, and Tottenham in the first game at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. So like I said, they've been 2 tough games. I don't know off the top of my head, we'll get to it later, but I'm pretty sure they've got another tough game next week as well.
Aston Villa.
Yeah, I think so.
Let's check.
Let's see.
They have Everton on Friday night.
Everton.
They're at home?
Yeah, they are at home, but again, Everton are a tough game. But saying that, Everton haven't started.
They've got 2 draws, haven't they?
No, they won. They won this week.
Oh, yeah.
But it was only a 1-0. You know, they didn't thrash the goals in. But it seems like he's easing Moise Keane into the team. You know, like he's
Moise Ken
into the team. So it doesn't look like, you know, they've got. I think he's going to be their prolific striker.
Maybe next year.
I'd say this year, but I think he's just easing him in this year.
Do we have to talk about the next game? Does anyone care?
We will speak about the next game.
Does anyone care?
In just a second. Right, so Brighton and West Ham.
Next.
I think they're in the same ilk.
Next.
I think they're in the same ilk for this year. We've got to speak about it.
If you've picked any Brighton players or any West Ham players, get out of the league. We don't want you in the league. Get out. Go.
But I've picked a Brighton player.
Yeah, but he's a budget player.
So budget players are allowed. We don't want to leave if they're budget options.
Only pick Brighton or West Ham players if they're trash to you. That's all. I don't care about either of these teams. Even if either was sucked in a relegation fight, I wouldn't care. The boring filler teams with no good players. They've got no good. Shane Duffy. That's it.
I don't know if you've got no good players.
I reckon me and you're the worst footballer I've ever met in my life, and you agreed with that.
I would
you're
say
bad.
I would say I'm the worst.
You're bad.
I'm
You are bad.
I'm bad, but I'm not the worst.
You're bad. Me and you could beat West Ham and Brighton, their best 11 combined, if we take Shane Duffy out of it.
Yeah.
Genuinely.
What about Lanzini for West Ham?
Go on, you're excited about it.
I'm not excited about it. I'm just saying that. You're
so that you love West Ham so much.
You're saying that that they've got no quality players. Duffy is a pretty good player.
I said Duffy's the only good player.
But Lanzini is okay as well.
Pick him then.
I'm not going to pick him. I'm not going to risk picking him. I've seen Declan Rice in a few people's team.
Yeah, he's awful.
He's
a good player, but he's not a point winner.
Yeah, like it's a weird thing. He's classed as a midfielder, but like he's sort of a holding midfielder, defender. He's not an attacking player. Basically, what I'm trying to get at. I don't see him scoring many points.
I made this mistake last year with Kante, and Sam, our friend, made it with Jorginho, where these are great players, Kante and Jorginho, but they just don't win you points. And you've kind of, when you're playing FPL, you've kind of got to pick point winners. Yeah.
Like say you're better off going for a player like Douglas Luiz, who is a cheaper option.
Yes.
Who's an attacking player. Who plays for a worse calibre team. Than picking a Kante, who even though he plays for Chelsea, he's not going to be involved in most of the attacks.
The one good thing you've said on this show, that.
All right. Okay.
The one good
thing.
thing.
Right. Okay. I think that's pretty much all we can say.
Thank you. Everton, Watford. Talk about some good teams now. Everton, Watford.
Watford, the second loss.
It's not started well, have they?
That's not started well.
I think that they got that battering in the FA Cup final from City, 6-0, and I just don't think they've ever recovered. As a club, mentally, genuinely.
I mean, it's just been a very poor start. But for saying that though, 1-0 is an improvement. Better than 3-0 loss to Brighton.
But Everton, who they lost to 1-0, Everton are slow starters to seasons. They really are.
It doesn't matter. I think Everton is still a very good team.
They are a good team, but
if you were to pick your top teams in the Premier League, Everton, for me, would be in a higher tier than Watford.
Yeah. I'm regretting putting Roberto Pereira from Watford in my team at 6 million.
Again, though, he's like a Douglas Luiz-esque sort of player.
He's
an attacking player.
That's the problem.
It's looking at the minute like it could be a little too much, but
I'm sticking with him.
I'd stick with him as well. I think he's gonna come good. I do think he's. I think Watford just need that one result, one win, and then they'll turn it around a little bit.
I don't know if any of the fans can relate. I'm sure you can, but with players like Roberto Pereira, and I had it last year. Maybe it's the gambler in me, but it's tough to let them go, even though you want to, until you've had a return. Do you know what I mean?
A little bit,
I
yeah.
struggle with that.
So but it's. I thought you were going to say more. It's hard to let them go, knowing that if they score,
that hurts.
Going forward,
Yeah, that hurts. But for me, it's more. I would happily let Pereira go next week if he scores.
Right.
Because I feel like I've had a return.
Yeah.
I've had value for money.
Yeah. But it's whether you want to stick.
I'll stick with him for next week.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of Everton midfielders. Sigurdsson at 8 million, Richarlison at 8 million, who I was absolutely championing, who haven't done anything. But I'd if you've got them in your team, I'd stick with them. And if you haven't got them in your team, maybe now is the right time to start putting them in. I don't know. No one else will be.
We were looking for that player. There was a few sort of defenders, wing backs, which got the assist and the clean sheet, and it didn't really happen. Trent got an assist last week, but obviously Liverpool didn't get the clean sheet. It happened here. Digne was the first one he got. And I think this might have cemented him as being a good defensive option.
I think so.
Everton looked pretty strong at the back, and he swings the crosses in.
Yeah.
He's a good playmaker from the back. So I think that was the takeaway from this game. More than Burnley, I wouldn't put Burnley in your team. I don't think he's going to be.
No.
He's not going to be a heavy goal scorer going forward. I think it was just that one goal. He'll probably get a couple more this season.
Is it Teemu Pukki time?
It's Teemu Pukki time.
Norwich 3, Newcastle 1, all 3 goals, Teemu Pukki. Your brother, we mocked him.
We did.
Beforehand.
My brother was, I saw my brother on Saturday. I made the joke to you on Friday night, because Junaid came and said he had this master plan. And I joked that it was going to be bringing Teemu Pukki in and captaining him. And we laughed about it. And then I said it to my brother on Saturday, and he said, I've actually done it. And I thought he was joking. And I thought, what a poor guy. And then, lo and behold, Norwich faced Newcastle, and Teemu Pukki gets himself a hat-trick, the highest point scorer this week.
And do you know what the genius thing is about what your brother did? Was his strike force in game week 1 was Kane, Callum Wilson and Trossard. Now don't get me wrong, Trossard scored this week for Brighton. But to take Trossard out for Pukki, that works every day.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Like I said,
and Pukki scores a hat-trick and he captains him. He gets 34 points for that.
Yeah. Another person we need to mention is another one of our viewers, Turts. I know he's watching. He also brought Pukki in.
Did he?
He also brought Pukki in, yeah. And,
did he captain him?
Didn't captain him, just brought him in. He captained McGinn.
That's an odd one.
It is an odd one. We've spoke about it. We've spoken about it.
What's his...
He just said, I don't know what I'm doing, basically.
Right.
He had Marnie in the team, he had Pukki in the team, and he captained McGinn. But you know what, fair play to him, he's still got a decent amount of points on the board.
I don't think Pukki's going to do it all season. I wouldn't keep him. Everyone's picking him now as well. So
here's the thing, it's one of those where my mind has been changed a little bit.
Yeah, because you just copy everyone.
I don't copy everyone.
Especially me and your brother.
You got to look at Norwich. All of their attacks are going through Pukki.
Yes, but they're a bad team.
Like I said, it's things he scored against Liverpool. They're not a bad team.
Against Adrian.
Yeah, but still. Like, did you see his goals?
Yes, and I saw the goal against Adrian, which we're discussing now, and Adrian should have saved it. Alisson would have saved that. Yeah,
but the goals this week, the way he was striking the ball, he knows what he's doing. He's a good finisher.
I'm not saying he's not. Do you think he's going to score more than 10 goals this year?
Yes, I do.
I don't.
I do. I mean, he's on 4 now.
I think the highest he could get in Dreamland is 12.
I'm going to go from 15 to 20.
That's a joke.
I really do.
Put him in your team then.
I might. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't contemplating.
If you think a player's going to get you, for that price, is going to get you 15 to 20 goals, put him in your team. Do it right now.
I'm not going to do it right now. We've discussed this before. You never make your transfers until either on the Friday night or the Saturday day.
Yeah.
Ideally on the Saturday day because you don't want to risk the injury. We've got 2 more fixtures to get through here, I believe. So,
Southampton, Liverpool.
it was a fatigued Liverpool team.
Yeah.
We were heavily let down by the Danny Ings goal. Things were looking a lot better for both of us.
Yeah.
Before that happened, it would have been a lot more ideal.
Yeah.
Had that have happened, it's just one of those things where it's basically, I think we're both just biding our time
I think it's proved
until
that.
until Alisson gets back.
Yeah, I mean, keep your defence, Liverpool defence, but also I think it's proved that Salah, Mane, and Firmino, they're still at it.
Yeah.
They're still at it. They're still great choices.
The one thing you could take from this game is that Salah's tired.
Oh yeah.
You know, I wouldn't be looking at this game and going, oh, you know, Salah's not getting the results. Salah's not doing something. He played all the games. He played all the minutes of all the games before this one. So I wouldn't do anything rash when it comes to Salah. But I mean, it was what it was. Mane scored and assisted, showing that he's a key player. You made an interesting point last week. You said that Salah's greedy. I think Mane is quite greedy. And
Yeah,
I think he's the one who's going to be pushing forward, taking the shots, making the killer passes, trying to take the balls past the defenders. That's why I still think he's going to be the better option from Salah.
Salah will get more
But
points.
this game week proves nothing. This
No,
game
I
week
agree.
proves nothing. Mane was a much fresher.
Right, we get it. You love Mane.
Right.
You captain Mane. If you didn't, you'd have lost the game week.
Making that point.
One player saved your game week. We get it.
Anyway, I think it's time that we move on to the big match of Saturday: Manchester City versus Tottenham Hotspur. Yeah, so 2-2.
I need to stop you.
Go on. VAR.
That's all that matters.
VAR,
I need to stop you.
the
That's
big
all that matters.
discussion after that game.
Listen, in terms of FPL, we've learned nothing more about any of these players, really. We all know that Spurs have a great team. Moura's great, Kane's great, even though he didn't score. City, pick Jesus, but for 9.5 million, I wouldn't risk it because he's coming off the bench, and I wouldn't risk
To
it.
be honest, I wouldn't risk either him or Aguero.
No, I wouldn't.
I think more so than this season now ever, he's gonna be rotating. He looks like he's willing to rotate that strike force.
We knew all this.
Yeah.
I think the big thing was in that game the VAR
Yeah.
moment.
Yeah.
I know it's not FPL related, but you know people were. I mean, you lost the Laporte assist.
I did lose a Laporte assist. But more importantly, I like Tottenham, but I do want City to win the league. If I was to be any fan,
Yeah, we
of
don't
any
want
teams
Liverpool to win the league.
in the Premier League, I would say I'm a City fan. So more so than anything, it was the fact that City didn't pick up the 3 points.
Yeah,
But everyone knew that this was going to be a tough game.
yeah.
You know, I don't think anyone was expecting City to go in and
Would you
and
pick
walk it.
Moura?
Moura's a weird one.
He is a weird
Moura's a really weird
Because I know
one.
you've now styled your hair like his.
I
You've
am
gone
now
for-
Lucas Moura. Yeah,
Yeah.
I've gone for the Lucas Moura. Don't get me wrong. I mean, even back when he was at PSG, I liked Lucas Moura as a player.
Right, so
He's a very good player.
Is this the moment where we pretend again that you watch French football?
No, but I mean, it was one of those where I'm not saying I watched it every single week, but I knew of Lucas Moura and I knew when he went to Tottenham.
Yeah.
And I went, that's a good signing. He's a good I was on my own, watching the TV. I went, that's a good signing. That.
Based on what?
Based on
FIFA.
how he was, based on how he was at Paris Saint-Germain. He wasn't given a proper opportunity at Paris Saint-Germain.
I'm gonna get your stats up.
Relatively
I'm gonna get
simple.
your stats up.
I mean, I don't think his stats will fully tell the story. I'm looking at how he was as a player. He was the same with Shaqiri.
Did you watch him play at PSG?
I saw him play a few games for PSG. I mean, that's when they're in the Champions League.
Right, so
Champions
you
League
watched
back
a
then.
couple of Champions League.
Yeah,
Right.
and it was the same with Shaqiri. When Shaqiri was at Basel, I watched him play against Man United, and I went, "That's a good player."
Is that your quote?
That's my thing.
That's a good
As soon as I
player.
see someone, I go, "That is a good player." I did it with Shaqiri, and I did it with Moura, and
In fairness, he got 46 goals for PSG in 6 seasons, which I think is pretty good.
it is pretty good, especially since he was in and out of the team at PSG as well. It wasn't a first team name, so it's like I'm not saying don't pick Moura because he's not a good player. He's
Well, that's a
quality
good player though.
That is
That's
a good player.
player.
That is a good player. He's a quality player, but at the same time, he brought him on from the bench.
Yeah, but he scored.
He did score it, but what if he didn't? I know you're going to say it, but he did. But I just think it's too risky to bring in someone like that.
What do you mean, what if he
quite
didn't?
a pricey option though, isn't it?
7.5.
7.5. That's
What do you mean?
quite
What
pricey.
if he didn't? But he did.
But yeah,
What
but
do
you
you
can't
mean,
just
what
say
if
that.
he didn't?
I think it's too much to have.
What if he
I think
didn't?
it's too much to have for a player who's not guaranteed a start. 7.5 in midfield. Because you've got less time to make an impact. Granted, Mora scored with his first touch, so he doesn't really need much time to make an impact. But at the same time, I'm not sure that whether that works every single week. If Mora was a first team name in Tottenham and was playing 90 minutes week in, week out, without a shadow of a doubt, he'd be in my team.
Right.
Without a shadow of a doubt. It's just the fact that he doesn't start every single game, he'll come off the bench. Tottenham have got the Champions League coming up. I think he's going to rotate that midfield, and there's so many options in that midfield for Tottenham.
Not at the moment, whilst players are injured, like Son. So is it now the time
Isn't
to buy?
Son the only player who's injured?
I think a couple others are.
Can you name any of them?
I can't. Whether I'd like to or not is a different question.
That's it. I mean, they've got options in midfield. So they've got Lamella, they've got Ericsson, they've got Ali, they've got Mora, they've got Ndombele, they've got Winks, and I'm pretty sure I'm missing some people. That's class Son when Son comes back. That's 7 midfielders. Granted, he usually plays 5 in midfield, but like I say, there's a lot of midfield options.
Dele Alli's injured.
Is Dele Alli injured?
Yeah, I thought I
He
didn't.
played the first game though, didn't he?
Listen, I didn't want to say in case I got it wrong, but I did my research. I did the checking. I like to get the facts right for the fans.
Fair enough.
Dele Alli.
But I mean, I would never suggest picking Dele Alli anyway.
Oh, you hate him, don't you?
I don't hate him. I think he's very overrated. He's probably the most overrated player in the Premiership.
I think you're completely wrong about that.
Really?
Yeah.
Who would you say is the most overrated player in the Premiership?
The most overrated, probably. I'd probably go with Pogba. I know you're probably expecting a joke answer there, but
Yeah.
serious one. I was going with Lundstram as my joke
Lundstram. But yeah, I mean, we spoke about Pogba on his days. He's world class. Off his days, useless.
Listen, I'm tired of talking about two boring teams like City and Spurs. Can we please move on to some exciting teams? Sheffield v Crystal Palace on Sunday.
Sheffield v Crystal Palace. So I think it's about time we move on to the Sunday fixtures.
I know how passionate you are about Sheffield
Of course,
United.
yeah. You know, a lot of Billy Sharp didn't even play this week.
A lot of your early days were spent in Sheffield, weren't they? With the youth of Sheffield.
Youth of Sheffield,
yeah. You were up to no good on those streets, weren't you, of Sheffield?
Yorkshire.
Yeah, you were.
Yorkshire.
You were like an Arctic Monkeys album.
Yes.
That's what you were.
I was exactly like an Arctic Monkeys out, yeah. I mean, Sheffield United picked up the win.
This was a hilarious result for me, considering you've got Zaha and Miljevic in your team, and Sheffield.
I had Martin Kelly.
Martin Kelly in your
yeah,
team.
that one hurt. Like I said to this Sinead yesterday, I was checking the app, the commentary on the app, and I was like, Zaha's about to score any second now. And I check again, I'll be like, it's coming. Zaha's going to get that goal, and then I check 10 minutes later, and it's coming. Oh, it's happening, and I check again, and I'm like, that. Lundstrom's a funny way of spelling Zaha. He's got it on the wrong side. Yeah, it's on the wrong side. No, it's Sheffield United picked up the win. 3 points.
They're still going to go down.
I think they'll still go
Billy
down.
Sharp won't score more than 5
Billy Sharp
goals.
didn't even play.
Did he not even play?
He does. Nah. Billy Sharp's he's not a Premier League striker. We're sticking with it.
He's a League One striker. Don't get me wrong, top of League One.
Top of League One.
Like, you know, I'd be expecting to get automatic promotion in League One.
Yeah.
But then go straight back down from the Championship. But
Yeah,
he's not a Premier League
He's
striker.
not a Premier League.
As for Crystal
striker.
Palace players, I think stick with them. If you've got Zaha, if you've got Miljevic, if you've got players like Martin Kelly, I think their keeper Gaeta is a great pick.
I
Stick with your Palace players.
think there's more stock in their defence than there is in their attack.
I disagree. Completely.
Like I said, I mean, they only conceded one against Sheffield United. They didn't concede last
You
week.
say that like Sheffield United are a Champions League winning team. Like they've got Crystal Palace have a great defence to only concede one to Sheffield.
It was away. It was at Bramall Lane. Bramall Lane, Sheffield United.
You showing off your knowledge.
Devastated at Bramall Lane.
Your knowledge of stadiums.
To be honest, I don't think there's really much to say about this game. It was 1-0. Lundstrom scored. Sheffield United picked up 3 points. 1-0 at Bramall Lane. Time to move on. Chelsea and Leicester.
Jamie Vardy has a great record against top 6 teams. I had Jamie Vardy in my team. Jamie Vardy did absolutely nothing. Tielemans, who we both have in our team, is doing nothing. Are we saying panic? We are saying do not panic. These are players that are going to come good. A lot of people are looking at your Vardys and Tielemans, and even we'll move on to Wolves in a second, but your Jimenez's and your Hotters, these are players that were smashing them in at the end of last season and aren't doing anything now. Don't panic. Don't wildcard yet. Stick with these players. Give them 5, 6, 7 weeks. See how it's going to go. Don't wildcard yet.
That's it. I think the big takeaway, especially when you're looking at Wolves as well, big takeaway for Leicester and Wolves. They've both had tough fixtures.
Yeah.
They've played each other, which is a very tough fixture, and then Leicester playing Chelsea this week.
And Wolves in Europe.
Wolves in Europe. Wolves playing United. So I mean, they're tough game weeks, but I mean, Leicester managed to grind out a point. Frank Lampard is only on 1 point out of 2 games, but again, Chelsea looks okay.
Mason Mount proving the doubt was wrong.
Mount, yeah.
He's someone that I think a few people took a risk on at the beginning, but I think a lot of people might have even swapped him out after last week.
Yeah.
So
getting the jitters, but it's one of those. I think Chelsea are going to struggle for where the goals are going to come from. I think that's going to be the thing. I don't think they're going to have a prolific one-man goal.
They're not going to have Vardy or Jimenez.
No.
And they're not even going to have I don't even think they'll have a partnership like Hotter and Jimenez or Tielemans and Vardy. I think it's just going to be goals from everywhere.
Yeah. Lampard's still working that team out. And I'd probably steer clear of Chelsea players until he figures out what system works best for him.
Maybe after week 13. Around then, a third of the season into it, maybe then if you're going to use your wild card, then pick a couple of Chelsea players that you know are going to play.
Yeah. I mean, Mason Mount was probably the one takeaway from here. Ndidi, he's not going to be scoring week in, week out. This was just an odd occurrence.
Yeah. Yes, indeed.
Yes, indeed. Yeah. Maddison got the assist for Leicester though.
Great player.
He's a very good player.
But it's now. It's all about Monday Night Football.
Monday Night Football.
Monday Night Football. The Wolverhampton Wanderers versus the Manchester United.
Yep. The one game we watched in its entirety. We watched this one together.
Well, I watched a few in its entirety.
Yeah, okay, you were. It was the one game I watched in its entirety.
I'm a diligent manager who considers everything. I pay premium for Sky Sports packages so that I can watch all the games. I have my analysis guys go through with the players at the end. We went to our local watering hole.
Yes.
Last night, our local public house.
Yeah.
We give a shout out to the Black Dog in the greatest town name ever.
Oswald Twistle.
Oswald Twistle. We went to Oswald Twistle, to the Black Dog, to watch this game, and it didn't live up to expectations, I didn't think. I thought it was
quite a boring game.
Yeah.
It was quite a boring game.
None of the big hitters really scored.
No. Like I said, I think both teams kind of cancelled one another out. Martial scored a hell of a finish. I saw him in a few people's teams.
It's a good pick.
And I think it is a good pick, especially as a midfielder. He's classed as a midfielder. Or he's playing more in
He's not that expensive, is he?
I don't think so.
7.5, I think.
Yeah. Whereas he's playing more as a sort of a centre forward role.
Well, they can't even Rashford kind of switching.
Yeah. But I think Martial's looking like he's going to be a good option. But in United,
are you going to pick him?
I'd contemplate it.
Okay, good.
I'd definitely contemplate it.
Good.
But it's one of those things where I think United play very free-flowing attacking football. So I think goals are going to come. So I think there is some stock in United attackers.
But Pogba missed a penalty.
Did. Thankfully.
So Cameron picked Rui Patricio as his keeper. Okay, and Rui Patricio Do you know what annoyed me the most last night? We sat there at the pub. I mean, that felt very British to say.
Very, very British sentence.
From someone who has not drank alcohol in his life, to say I was sat at the pub is an odd thing to say. But we're sat there. Rui Patricio, he jumps out of his seat screaming, by the way, when Rui Patricio saved it.
I didn't jump out of my seat.
It was.
I did bang the table. I did bang the table.
Over the top celebration, right?
It was not an over the top celebration.
He's on his phone. He's like, oh, let me check how many points I get for that. Let me check. It was 5. It's gone up apparently from last year to an unreasonable amount. And then he sits there and he looks me dead in the face and he says the most pointless thing ever. He goes, Rui Patricio must be the highest point scoring keeper at the moment. It's game week 2!
And he is as
Who
well.
cares? It's game week 2.
I had a quick
Why
check.
are you sat there going, oh yeah, Patricio's got the most points now? And he's going, what did Pickford get? He's actually sat there caring on, what did Pickford get? Oh, Pickford got a clean sheet, didn't he? Yeah, but Patricio gets the penalty save point. Oh, like it matters. It's game week 2 and you sat there going, we must, what am I meant to say that? Yeah. Hey, it must be.
Yeah, that would have been nice.
What kind of comment? That would
have been lovely.
Absolutely a joke. Sat there going, he must be the highest point scoring keeper after 2 game weeks.
He was triggered. He was triggered by it. He was triggered by it. He was fuming.
I wasn't triggered.
That was a shortened version of what I got last night. He made the same argument last night that went on for about 5 minutes. He's brought it down. Rui Patricio is the highest point scoring goalkeeper.
Game week 2.
2 game weeks.
Does that mean Timu Pukki's the best goal scorer in the league at the moment?
I'm not saying he is. I'm not saying he is. He's just the highest.
Would you say he's the best goal scorer at the moment? Is he best forward?
No.
But he's the highest point scorer.
Yeah. But I'm merely stating a point. I'm not saying that.
Explain to me why it matters.
I'm not saying Patricio's the best keeper in the league.
Explain to me why it matters.
Well, it doesn't.
Why does it matter?
Well, it matters because I got a lot of points.
Okay.
Before that, I only really had 2 big point scorers.
You were sat there like a kid on Christmas Day, saying rubbish to the parent that doesn't care about the present. It's like you've got this new present, which is for you, Patricio, keeping a clean, saving a penalty. No, you've got this present on Christmas Day. Patricio saved a penalty, and it's like you've got like a new game on Christmas Day, and you're playing your game on Christmas Day as a 5-year-old, and you're going, Mum, look what the character does, and your mum's like, oh, that's nice, no one cares, it matters to you and you only, that's the problem, it only matters to you.
All I'm saying is,
it was a rubbish penalty.
It was
a rubbish penalty.
One Roy, it was a great save.
I'd have saved it. I'd have saved it.
I don't think you'd have saved it. I think that's pretty much all we need to say regarding Wolves and Man United. Pretty boring game, but if you've got any Wolves strikers in your team, I'd stick with them. Persevere through.
Cameron, by the way, thinks you should pick Dendoncker.
Yes,
he said this to me.
Yeah, I said Dendoncker was.
And he validated this decision by when Dendoncker had a goal disallowed by VAR. Cam went, I told you should have picked Dendoncker. Dendoncker didn't score.
I actually didn't say I told you.
Dendoncker didn't score. How can you go?
I said the initial point. You're cutting a lot of this. You're cutting a lot of valuable information out of this story. I'm not sitting here going, everyone should pick Dendoncker. Everyone should pick Dendoncker. The main point I was trying to make was Dendoncker was the cheapest option from midfielders when the game started. It was 4.5. I would have picked him over Stevens had I not have already had 3 Wolves players in. And the fact that he did get a goal, which was
he didn't get a goal,
which was classed out by VAR, just means he puts himself in that situation, and he is a good player, and I think he is going to become good.
Okay.
He is going to.
Oh, you're gonna pick him?
Oh, I can't. Okay. I don't think I'll ever be in a situation where I'll
get rid of 3 Wolves players.
And he would be down the pecking order of players that I would bring in if I was to get rid of any of the players. But yeah, I think that's all we really need to say.
The worst game week there's ever been. It was boring. It was rubbish. It was scrappy. No one enjoyed it. Thanks for watching us discuss that. Thanks for watching us discuss game week 2. Let's look at game week 3. So we are looking at game week 3. We're looking at maybe who the best players are to transfer in. I'm going to take you through every fixture, and I want you to tell me you think the fans should be transferring any players in or out from their teams. Aston Villa versus Everton, what are you thinking?
I don't think it's anything. I don't think you should specifically go out of your way to bring players in from either of these teams, to be honest.
I agree. I've got a very interesting one for you. On Saturday morning, Norwich versus Chelsea at Carrow Road.
Again, I'd look at Pookie.
Would you?
I know it's Chelsea, but Chelsea have leaked 5 goals in 2 games. Do I think Norwich is going to win that game?
That doesn't tell the whole story, though.
It doesn't
5
tell the
goals
whole
in 2
story, but
games.
it does mean that they can concede goals. The bigger one there was the Leicester goal, because they were playing a lot more comfortably against Leicester and they still conceded. Do I think Norwich are going to win the game? No. I think Chelsea are going to finally pick up their first win. I think they are going to beat Norwich. But I think there is an opportunity for Pookie to get a goal. So it's one that I'd look at, but it's not one that I'd aggressively suggest.
Right. What about Brighton versus Southampton?
No, I'd steer clear. We spoke about this before. We'd steer clear from both of these teams for the time being.
What about United v Palace? You're going to watch this game? You're going to?
I am.
You're going to Old Trafford?
My first match at Old Trafford. I'm going to watch this game.
United Palace.
I
think there's goals in it.
I'm not sure there is many.
I think there's goals.
I'm not sure there is many. I wouldn't.
I hope for your sake it's a boring 0-0.
I think United are going to win by like 2-0 or something.
Yes, I said goals in this game, plural.
Yeah, but you imply that it's going to be like a 4-3 or something. I don't see Palace scoring. Like Stocking in.
So what you can do?
I think it's Stocking
maybe
in
on
that
the bench.
Yeah, it's looking that way at the minute. But yeah, I think it's Stocking United defenders. Maybe Martial, Rashford.
They're not
get some goals. Yeah, I'm saying they're Stocking Man United defenders. That ended that particular part. Martial and Rashford.
We like grammar.
I was going to say
like grammar on the show.
Martial and Rashford, and then before you cut me off, I was going to say unlikely to get goals as well. So, yeah. But again, I wouldn't actively go out of your way to bring players in from either of these 2 teams.
I want to hear your thoughts on Sheffield United versus Leicester City.
It's not Sheffield United, isn't it?
Yeah, it's at Bramall Lane.
Again, I wouldn't go out of your way to bring in players from either of these 2 teams. I think Leicester are going to sort of come out the shell a little bit more attacking now.
I hope so. Jamie Vardy.
So I wouldn't bring in. Maybe Lundstrom's probably one that people are looking at now after his goal.
Are you looking at Lundstrom?
No,
neither.
No, I think Sheffield United aren't reliable enough when it comes to defence.
I agree.
And
they're not reliable enough to expect their defenders to get goals and assists.
So I wouldn't bring Lundstrom in. I think he was just sort of a 1-game wonder.
Would you bring any Leicester players in for this game? You look at Perez, Maddison, Tielemans, Vardy.
I think there's goals in this game, but I don't know where they're coming from. So I wouldn't advise bringing any specific Leicester player in, but maybe it would be a good idea to have 1 or 2 in there. So I think there is goals, but I can't.
Yeah, you can't pinpoint.
I can't pinpoint where those points are coming from.
Another excellent game to look forward to. 3:00 Saturday. Watford versus West Ham.
I bet you're going to be watching this one, aren't you?
Wow, what a rubbish game that'll be.
I think Watford are going to maybe pick up their first win here.
I hope so.
I think Watford are probably.
This is the big game that I'm very excited about.
Yeah.
Liverpool versus Arsenal.
It's a big game. It's a big game. Like I said, Liverpool maybe haven't hit the heights that people were expecting them to from the opening 2 games. Like I said, I think fatigue has played a part in it.
I agree.
But at the same time, it's hard to write Liverpool out because they are getting a little bit of a break now.
Yeah.
They're not playing a midweek game. They've got nothing going on. I think it's just going to be a rested Liverpool team.
I think you've got to have, going into this game, Salah, Mane or Firmino.
Yeah.
I think it's silly to not have one of them in your team all season.
Yeah.
Arsenal, now's the time, I'd say, to swap Aubameyang out.
Yeah. But saying that, though, I mean, people are, with Adrian in goal for Liverpool.
True, yeah, you make a good point. You've done me there. You've done me.
He could get a goal or 2, but
you've done me
that. I'm going Liverpool win, but I have no idea what score that game's actually going to be.
We move on to Sunday.
Yep.
Bournemouth v Man City.
There's no other way than
No.
City.
3-0, 4-0.
It's gonna be a hammering.
Yeah.
I'd say City gonna win. There's stock in Sterling.
Big time.
There's
That's it, I'd say.
Sterling's the one you want to go for. Maybe De Bruyne.
Yes, big time.
De Bruyne is a playmaker. I think he's going to assist this year.
Can I say you come alive in this segment?
Do I?
You come alive in this segment. You're full of genius and wisdom.
Yes. However, we may have disputes here for the next one.
Spurs Newcastle.
Tottenham Newcastle. I think there's massive stock in Harry Kane.
No, I agree with you.
Yeah.
I do agree with you.
Not just Harry Kane. I think Tottenham attackers.
No, I think Harry Kane in this one, because the way Newcastle, I know it's Steve Bruce and not Rafa anymore, but Newcastle will always play not a part of the bus necessarily, but it's a very kind of rugged approach. They're not going to play free-flowing football, so the only way Spurs are going to be able to break through Newcastle's defence is set pieces, and Harry Kane will be on the end of them.
I don't know if they can. I think it's going to come through everything. To be honest, set pieces.
I don't think Newcastle
play.
are that bad that they're going to concede 2 or 3 goals during play. I think Bruce is genuinely going to organise them to lose 1 or 2-0. Sometimes managers, like English managers like Bruce, kind of go, we're going to lose, let's just not get hammered. Allardyce would do that.
Yeah.
And I think Bruce will do that, and I think there'll be a couple of goals in it, probably both Harry Kane, and I think it'll be set piece related.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, I mean, there's no other way to look at this result apart from
2-3
Newcastle picking up the win. Yeah.
No, Spurs picking up the win.
Sorry, definitely not Newcastle picking up the win. Tottenham picking up the win easy, especially seeing as it is at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium.
It is.
Beautiful stadium.
Poor Newcastle.
Yeah.
Poor Newcastle.
Final game.
Wolves Burnley.
Wolves and Burnley. You got to take it into consideration. Wolves do play Torino, but at the same time, Wolves have 2 draws. Granted, they've been 2 difficult games, but I think they realise we need to start picking up wins now.
I don't think a point against Burnley at home is the worst thing.
I don't think it is. If this was sort of in the middle of the season, this was in the middle of the season, and they'd had a good start. They'd come out the gates running. I think they'd be fine with it. But I think considering it's a start, it's a 3rd game. They've not won one yet.
I completely disagree. I think if they got a draw in the middle of the season, that's when they're expected to be up and running and winning. I think now is a good time to get a draw because fans can kind of go, well, they're doing well in Europe, so they'll let you off.
I'm not sure if that. I think Nuno will want a win here. I think Nuno will want a win, and I think they'll get it. I think they will beat Burnley.
Yes,
I think it'll be a little bit of a scrappy game. I think there'll be goals for both sides.
I agree.
But yeah, I think Wolves. I can't really see any Wolves.
And that's Game Week 3 fixtures.
Game Week 3 fixtures.
Let us know if you're thinking of transferring anyone in. We are both in a privileged position where we have 2 free transfers this week. We saved our transfer from Game Week 1 into Game Week 2. So I'll be making 2 transfers. I expect you to.
Yeah.
So we are going to have some interesting ones there to look at. Let us know what you will be doing with your transfers. So, I'm very excited.
I'm also very excited.
Cam's very excited. We have our first celebrity fan. Okay? We have our first celebrity fan. We're super excited about this, okay? It's the one, it's the only, Dickie Davis.
Davis is our celebrity fan.
Dickie Davis is
Big
our
fan of the
celebrity
show. Hello, Dickie.
Now, if you're one of the 1% of the population that have never heard of Dickie Davis, well, first of all, get out.
Get out.
Stop watching. We don't care about you because we love Dickie Davis. Dickie Davis is, in my opinion, the best commentator / pundit on Gillette Soccer Saturday on Sky Sports.
I don't think you're giving him enough credit.
I
think he's the best commentator / pundit
ever
in the world,
ever
who ever lived
ever
in any country.
I agree. And we mean it, genuinely.
Anytime.
We love people that love football, and
Yes.
Dickie Davis loves football. He has a passion for commentary. He's enthusiastic. His banter with Jeff Stelling, in my opinion, is better than Chris Kamaro's banter with Jeff Stelling. I think it goes under the radar. Dickie Davis banter. I think he's a phenomenal guy. And the name Dickie Davis,
What a name.
alliteration at
What a
best.
name.
So the story behind this is that Dickie Davis, if I get this correct, my sister, her friend's mum lives next door, I think, to Dickie Davis, And my sister mentioned to her friend that we're doing a show on football, and her friend said, "Oh, my mum knows Dickie Davis." Apparently, her mum has said to Dickie Davis, "Some kids have a show and they quite like you," because my sister said mentioned Dickie Davis. I went, "We love Dickie Davis, Jamie. We love Dickie Davis." So Dickie Davis has apparently said, "Can I see the show?" So we've got a link sent to him. We're hoping Dickie Davis is going to watch. I love that he's so much of a fan of ours. He's not even seen our show yet, but he still loves it.
He does.
He still loves it. And we love you, Dickie.
Yeah, we do.
We love you.
We do. And hopefully down the road, potentially,
I like where you're going with this.
maybe we get him on.
Maybe we get
him on.
Maybe we get Dickie Davis on the show.
Maybe you can be a referee between us both in our arguments.
Listen,
get his insight.
I would not argue with you whilst Dickie's here.
No.
I would not embarrass myself like that. I respect. We have company.
we have Dickie
yeah.
Davis.
Yeah. So Dickie Davis, genuinely, thank you so much
Yeah.
for sharing the kind words. We hope you enjoy the show. We genuinely do love you, and people like yourself, Dickie Davis, are the reason people like us want to get into football broadcasting. So thank you very much.
Yeah. So the first of hopefully many celebrity fans that we are eventually.
Absolutely. I mean, I've sent a link to our show to Katy Perry.
Yeah.
To the Pope.
Yeah.
To
Who else you got? You got it sent to Junaid.
Paul Sinner.
Paul Sinner.
Paul
Yeah,
Sinner.
the Cinnamon.
We once genuinely tried to get on our quiz team at a quiz night. We go
losing
to.
every week.
Yeah. We
Stop
can't
losing.
Can't be bothered with it.
Yeah.
And I've also sent a link to Donald Trump.
Yeah.
I also sent a link to him.
It's the greatest YouTube channel in the world.
It's the best YouTube channel we've ever seen.
The only thing that can parallel this is my wall. Greatest wall, the greatest YouTube channel.
Yeah, it's so you know, we've sent links to a lot of celebrity fans. If
Yeah.
you're a celebrity, please endorse us.
Yeah.
If you're an influencer, please endorse us. We're influencers.
I heard Harry Kane watched our show as well.
I heard Harry Kane watched our show.
No, it's a really good show about the Premier League. They really know the stuff. And I watch it every single week. And I watch me and Potch watch it every single week. And we really like it.
Yeah, so that
Are you prepared to do your Ole Gunnar Solskjaer as Gollum?
No.
Cameron did a joke of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer as Gollum, talking about Harry Maguire.
Well, I'll get the
being his
picture up.
precious.
I'll get a side-by-side picture.
And Harry Maguire was his precious.
Yeah, and he looks so much like Gollum in
Yeah.
the picture.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's all the time we have this week.
For our celebrity fans.
Yeah. And for our regular fans.
I don't care about the regular fans.
Yeah, we need these.
No,
celebrity
I don't care about the regular fans.
Anyway, thank you very much for watching. We hope you've enjoyed this week's episode of the Fans Fantasy Premier League show, and we hope that we can catch you next week as well. Thank you very much for watching.